Hey guys, so have a speaker review here, and it's my first on the channel, in fact the first audio review. Now these are two 45 watt RMS speakers from Steljes Audio. That's a British company. They've got 9 centimeter drivers you can see on the front here. I've got the tweeters there at the top. And the size of them is pretty good. So you can see it's reasonably compact. They've got a bit of weight to them and the build quality is excellent, really solid. And I do like it. So they've got rubber feet on the bottom and overall excellent. No complaints at all with the build of these speakers. Now they retail for £199 approximately off Amazon. And if you have a look at the back here, we've got plenty of inputs. So we've got your RCAs in, you've got line in. It even has sub out because obviously these kind of drivers at 9 centimeters, you're not going to have huge amounts of bass, but it is pretty good, the bass that it does produce. It doesn't tend to drown out the mids either, which can be quite common on these smaller speakers. We've also got optical in, which is great for getting that really high quality sound into this. And then of course a USB port on here. Now this port sadly is just for charging and it only outputs 1 amp. I would have liked to have seen at least 2. And I also would have liked to have seen perhaps some basic file support from that USB port on there. So imagine you could go along and get a USB pen drive, plug it in with some MP3s, and it would just start automatically going through them and let you then control it. Now this controller is required to get the most out of it, of course, because you need it to tweak the bass and treble. I would have liked dials on perhaps say the front of one of the speakers would have been handy. We've only got a dial there for volume, that is it. You can see down the bottom there is a status LED, so that will light up blue and flash when you're connecting with Bluetooth. To pair it up is very easy, just like any other Bluetooth device. So you need this to swap through your inputs. Again, I feel I could have put a button on here, perhaps to cycle through your inputs from RCAs, line in, optical and Bluetooth. So inside the box you get a little instruction manual here, which is just a quick overview of everything. Now we get a UK power cable, Euro power cable, 3.5 to 3.5 millimeter cable as well, so you can connect up your mobile phone directly into that input it's got there. We also get some cables here, so this is to connect up the other speaker, this cable, which is reasonably long, so you can separate those speakers for good stereo separation, and the connectors of course with that too. So you're going to need a screwdriver to screw in the cable, and there's also 4 rubber feet there, which I don't really know what those will be used for, because there's rubber feet on the speakers themselves. And then we get the remote controller here, so it's actually a lot heavier than it looks. It's made out of metal, the back of it. Now to speak about the sound quality we get out of these, it's really not bad at all considering the size of these. Now as I said before, like the bass doesn't tend to be too overpowering, which is great. A lot of these speakers will kind of go real heavy-handed, the approach on this. Not here, they haven't done that. Of course you can tone up the bass or then tweak it down with the control. So mid sound good, and depending on what kind of tracks you're playing on this, overall the speakers, they do output some really good sound. I've given them their break-in time. I've actually been using these for a week now at home and just brought them in here to the studio and really impressed with them. But they are lacking a little in one area to me, and that is the trebles. It doesn't seem to be as powerful as it could be, the 2 tweeters that they have selected here to use. I feel that people that perhaps like rock tracks and they like a bit of treble and also some basses will be disappointed a little bit with the output. So I feel it just should have a little more there of the high end is lacking those tweeters. So that's one area of criticism from me. Now of course it's going to come down to personal preference, but overall to me these do sound fantastic. So really great speakers here, but enough talk, let's have a little listen to them.
Hey, hey!
Get down.
Okay, so overall, these are great sounding speakers. They just lack a little bit in the treble department. So it could be a little bit better, as I mentioned at the start there, before those samples. That's just my real only area of criticism. The other thing is they could have perhaps put a button on here for input and then dials to control the bass. So they retail for about £199. And I feel, yeah, the sound quality, does it live up to that price? Yes. I mean, no, it is very good. Don't get me wrong here. They sound fantastic, these speakers. Just if it had that treble, I'd be a little bit more happier. Now, you've got plenty of options when it comes to inputs, which is great to see. I mean, your Bluetooth, optical in, RCAs, line in, that is all brilliant. But I would have liked the button to be able to cycle through that, just in case you didn't have the little controller on you, or that 25 spec battery went flat on you. But they tend to last for a while, so it shouldn't be too bad with that. So yes, the build quality again, premium, great speakers, and yeah, I would have liked to have seen a basic MP3 file system, but I know that's not the focus of these speakers here, so I can't really criticize them too much for that. It's great to have that option that we can at least charge things. For example, you've got your mobile phone hooked up or a player, and you can plug it in with a USB and keep that all charged up. So hopefully I will catch you back in the channel with maybe more audio reviews, depends on how this one goes. I could check out more speakers, more headphones, and thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.